In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NFL games happening on November 20th, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Cincinnati Bengals versus Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers play host to the Cincinnati Bengals in a crucial AFC North showdown on Sunday from Acrisure Stadium. In the first matchup between the two on the season, the Steelers were able to come out on top in overtime in one of the league's most exciting games of the season. Since then, things have gone in opposite directions for both sides though. The Bengals sit with a 5-4 record as they hope to make a run back into the playoffs, while the Steelers have struggled to find much success since that opening week. When these two meet, it's also an entertaining affair, which is sure to be the case in this one. Cincinnati is 16-5 against the spread in their last 21 games overall and 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 road games, while the over is 3-0-1 in their last 4 games overall. Pittsburgh is 5-1 against the spread in their last 7 home games and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 division games, while the under is 4-1 in their last 5 games overall. The Steelers, as a home dog under Tomlin, are covering the spread at an insane rate from Week 5 onward, posting an against the spread record of 14-2-1 and an even better 19-3-1 against the spread record in a divisional game. The trends from this season bear out that Pittsburgh is worth a look here as well, considering that divisional underdogs between 3 to 10 points are crushing it this season, to the tune of an 18-6 against the spread record on the year. Put that together with a healthy TJ Watt returning last week and a fully healthy Pittsburgh secondary, and you have a Steelers team that is as confident as it will ever be this season. I expect them to play with confidence on Sunday. On the other side, while the Bengals are fully rested coming off the bye week, they will likely still be missing their biggest contributor on offense. Ja'Marr Chase is unlikely to play this week, which means the Cincinnati passing game will be much less explosive downfield. I still expect Joe Burrow and company to methodically move the ball throughout the game, but the offensive line hasn't been giving their young quarterback much time to throw this season. That doesn't bode well against a Steelers front 7 that is coming off one of its better games of the year and should delight at the chance to take down a division rival that they've owned over the years. Even with Mitch Trubisky at the helm in Week 1, Pittsburgh was still able to take out a healthy Bengals team on the road. Now they're catching nearly a touchdown at home. This number seems a bit inflated, especially considering Cincinnati's struggles on offense against the Browns without Chase. I get the case to be made for Cincinnati laying the points on the road as the better team. However, the Steelers' defense looked rejuvenated with TJ Watt back, and it looks like the Bengals are still having some issues adjusting to life without Ja'Marr Chase. Tomlin is 21-10 against the spread against Cincinnati in his career, and I expect the Steelers to keep things close in this one. I think this is going to be your prototypical rivalry game with hard hits and neither side wanting to give an inch, and in the end it's going to come down to the final possession. This is an ideal spot to back a Mike Tomlin team at home, so the Pittsburgh Steelers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. If Pittsburgh wants to keep things close, the Steelers typically have to muck things up and make the game ugly. Luckily for them, that shouldn't be much of a problem on Sunday. Pittsburgh's defense is finally healthy again and taking on a Cincinnati team that will be without its main explosive play generator in Ja'Marr Chase. The Bengals have had trouble running the ball this season, and I don't expect that to change against a Steelers defense that is 5th in the league in opponent rush yards per game, allowing just 83.7 yards per game over their last 3 contests. On the other side, the Bengals defense is a top 10 unit in football, allowing just 20 points per game on the season. I don't expect either offense to see sustained success, and this total reflects that. I'll side with a low-scoring affair in this AFC North matchup. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Dallas Cowboys versus Minnesota Vikings. Week 11 of the 2022 NFL season continues Sunday, November 20th, and we are taking a closer look at the NFC showdown between the Dallas Cowboys and Minnesota Vikings. Dallas and Minnesota lock horns for the fourth straight season. The Cowboys head to U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota, searching for their third straight victory over the Vikings. Dallas is 4-0 against the spread in their last 4 games following an against the spread loss and 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 road games. The over is 3-1 in Dallas' last 5 road games. Minnesota is 3-0 against the spread in their last 4 games and 4-1 against the spread in their last 6th of November games. The over is 7-1 in Minnesota's last 8 home games. The underdog is 5-0 against the spread in these two teams' last 5 head-to-head meetings. There might be a case to be made that the wrong team is favored in this game based on the eye test last week. The Vikings beat arguably the best team in the league on the road, while the Cowboys blew a 14-point lead to a lifeless Packers offense. However, I tend to trust the market in these scenarios, and with all the hype Minnesota is currently getting for their victory in Buffalo, it feels like an ideal spot to sell high. Keep an eye on the injury status of LT Christian Darrisaw and WR Justin Jefferson, as both missed practice time in some capacity this week. Darrisaw's status is particularly concerning since it's taken longer to be cleared from concussions in the post-Tua Tagovailoa protocol. If he can't go, the Vikings will struggle to protect Kirk Cousins against a Cowboys defense ranked 3rd in pass rush win rate. Darrisaw is currently grading out as the best left tackle in the league and might be the only chance Minnesota has of neutralizing Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. Make no mistake about the polished head coach Kevin O'Connell has brought with him to Minneapolis. The Vikes are winning close games and have won 7 straight all by 1 score, but I can poke holes in basically every single one of those victories, especially the last 2 games in which they trailed by double digits in the 4th quarter against the Commanders and needed 3 turnovers from Josh Allen to stay in it against Buffalo. Dak Prescott is certainly prone to turnover-worthy plays, including 2 picks last week, but my hope is he cleans that up after a couple of poor decisions in Green Bay. I would be shocked if Kirk Cousins doesn't cough it up at some point in this game. Cousins is averaging almost 1 interception per game this season, and the Cowboys are in the top half of the league in that category defensively. Overall, this is an elite Dallas defense that is 2nd in schedule-adjusted efficiency, while the Vikings are 19th in that category. Tony Pollard leads the NFL in rush yards over expected, and the Minnesota defense is grading out as a bottom 10 unit against the run with 43.4% of plays graded successful this season. Analytically, there's just nothing that jumps off the page about this Minnesota team, so it's very fair to expect some regression at some point down the stretch in the win-loss column. Finally, Dallas is 10-2 against the spread in its last 12 coming off a loss, including 2 wins already this season, one outright as an underdog against Cincinnati in Week 2 and another dominant win as a favorite against the Lions in Week 7. So the Dallas Cowboys to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. There has not been much movement with this total so far, except for a slight tick up from 47 to 47.5 very early in the week. That is somewhat noteworthy since 47 is a secondary key number, with about 3% of games landing there over the last 5 seasons. But in the grand scheme of the market, I don't think there's been any strong positions guiding this total in one direction. That obviously could change before Sunday, but there are 2 injuries that popped up for Minnesota on Wednesday that are noteworthy, including star LT Christian Darrisaw, who missed practice completely after suffering a concussion against the Bills. Star WR Justin Jefferson was also limited with a toe injury. If Darrisaw can't go, the Vikings offense will struggle to protect Kirk Cousins against a Cowboys defense ranked 3rd in the NFL in pass rush win rate, and has 2 absolute monsters on the edge with DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. The Jefferson issue is also concerning, as toe injuries have a way of lingering among skill position players, but we'll keep an eye on him this week. If both Darrisaw and Jefferson play, I can see this total trending higher over the weekend. These 2 offenses have had plenty of success this season, and both are coming off high-scoring games that sailed over the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas City Chiefs versus Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Chargers will play host to the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. Kansas City opens this game as a 5-point favorite right now, as they have won 3 straight games, while the Chargers have split their last 8 games. The Chiefs have a chance of nailing down the AFC West with this game, while the Chargers are trying to stay alive with a win. Kansas City is coming off a decisive 10-point win against a rare Jacksonville Jaguars game, and the Chargers had a narrow loss against the 49ers on Sunday. Sunday. The Chiefs are 0-6-1 against the spread in their last 7 versus AFC and 1-3-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall. The Chargers are 21-44-1 against the spread in their last 66 home games and 3-10 against the spread in their last 13 games in November. The over is 7-1 in Chiefs' last 8 road games. The over is 6-2 in Chargers' last 8 home games. The Chiefs are 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 meetings in Los Angeles and 1-4-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings. This particular matchup hinges on the health of the Chargers' 2 best wide receivers. Based on everything I'm ready as of Wednesday, both Mike Williams and Keenan Allen will return to practice this week, which means I'm optimistic about them playing on Sunday. My guess is some sharp bettors got ahead of that news earlier this week and took 7 with the Chargers, moving the spread down. Keep a close eye on the status of both Williams and Allen. If they both play, I can see this line continuing to trend towards the Chargers. If not, perhaps it has a chance to get back to 7. The Chiefs are dealing with injury problems of their own. WR Juju Smith-Schuster and RT Andrew Wiley both suffered concussions in the win over Jacksonville. This is pure speculation, but based on the post-Tua Tagovailoa concussion protocol, I would expect both players to miss this Sunday's game. That means Kansas City could be down to their 3rd string RT unless Lucas Nang returns from his knee injury. That's key against a Chargers pass rush that is starting to play better with Khalil Mack, Kenneth Murray, and Morgan Fox each generating 2 pressures against Jimmy G and the Niners' sturdy offensive line last Sunday. Obviously, I'm concerned with the Chargers' depth on the interior as they continue to suffer injuries at defensive tackle, but Kansas City is just 26th in rushing success rate this season and their offense is very much pass first. Considering the Chargers held up okay against a much more physical 49ers offense Sunday night, I feel good about this matchup up front. Justin Herbert is 4-1 against the spread against the Chiefs in his career and 3-1 against the spread against Patrick Mahomes. The Los Angeles Chargers better get healthy on offense and get some key guys back, or they're going to have trouble keeping up in this game. I checked the status of Gerald Everett and Keenan Allen before betting this game. With that said, this is a big division game and there's a history here of competitive meetings. When they clashed in September, the Chiefs won by 3 points. 6 of the last 8 meetings between the Chiefs and Chargers have been decided by 7 or fewer points. As long as the Chargers get some punch back on the outside with Williams and Allen returning from injury, I could see this one going down to the wire and would not be shocked if we saw an outright upset. So the Los Angeles Chargers to covers the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The overarching trends point in this being a low-scoring affair, including scoring being down across the league and divisional unders hitting at a historic rate through the first 10 weeks. I was impressed with the Chiefs' defense against a good Jaguars front on Sunday, holding the run game in check and allowing just 5.2 yards per play overall. But the Chargers' run game has the 4th lowest success rate in the NFL this season, and I just don't see them leaning on it too much in this matchup unless they are having early success. Kansas City's defense has been shaky against the pass in 2022, allowing a 101.9 opponent rating and 19 passing touchdowns. I can absolutely see this game quickly turn into a shootout if Williams and or Allen are relatively healthy. Brandon Staley's defense did a good job keeping Jimmy G and the 49ers running game on Sunday night, especially in the red zone, but this Chiefs offense is just a completely different animal and I don't anticipate Patrick Mahomes settling for 3 field goals inside the 10-yard line this week. Field goals are always the death of overs, so red zone efficiency for both teams will be key if this has any chance of sailing past a relatively high total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.